thing was, it was like Sage, who's the main character in the book, you don't know whose building is going to go up next. And keep in mind, your building goes up, or your apartment goes up, or your home goes up. You're displaced and you have to move. Not
So
everybody
I
could.
am near the end of Jacqueline Woodson's Remember Us. I'm not sure when exactly. Jacqueline Woodson is one of those authors I just not miss. I've read numerous books by her. Um, I can't tell you a favorite. Nevertheless, some of her books move slower than others. It's not a whole bunch of drama. It's not a whole bunch of, um, but it's a storyline that pulls you in and hooks you. It's a genuineness and authenticity about her storylines that you want to know what is going to happen to this character.
One of
I
our local bookstores here, she's a pop-up, but eventually she's going to have a brick and mortar store. Liberation is lit. She gave me some donations for my all black author book drive, and I saw one of the books in the stacks, and I'm like, how come I don't have this one? Like, there's a lot of books Jacqueline Woodson has written. And then she also donated 3 copies of Locomotion that she had. Yes, the author Jacqueline Woodson donated 3 copies of Locomotion, which I think is one of the first. I think it's one of the first books I read by her. I could not tell you. Nevertheless, Remember Us, you have this young lady who is trying to figure, she's not even trying to figure out who she is. She knows who she is. She's a baller. This is in the 1970s. She's a Knicks fan. She lives in the Bronx. And either it was the Bronx or Bushwick, one of the two. And I don't know if that's the same place. If I'm getting this wrong, my bad. But father died. He was a firefighter and he died while in duty. And every now and again she goes back to who he was, what he meant to her life, their memories. But one thing that she's noticing in their neighborhood is that these random fires are happening. The narrative that's put out there, as I already knew how our country operates, is that the kids, the black and brown kids, are setting these fires, when the reality is people who own the buildings were trying to get rid of them, and they were trying to sell it to the highest bidder. So some of these people, what they did was burn the buildings intentionally, whether they hired someone to burn it or whatever they did. And then what did not help with this situation, and I have a feeling they knew this was happening, is the fire department in New York City suffered great loss. So as a result, they cut it, but it was in areas that didn't have as much money. Like the fire marshals, the budget was cut. So certain areas weren't even serviced. And they said things like by the time the fire department would show up, sometimes the place would already be burned down, or it was nothing they could do when they finally did show